Recurring decimals. When we wrote 5/8 as a decimal in example 8, it was a terminating decimal. So this is 5/8 here. When you divide 5 by 8, you get 0.625. That is a terminating decimal because the digits stop after the 5. There's no more digits after that. So the definition is a terminating decimal is a decimal number with a finite number of digits after the decimal point. A terminating decimal like 5.65 can be represented as the repeating decimal 5.650000 and so on. But when the repeating digit is 0, the number is usually labelled as terminating. A recurring decimal then is any number with a repeated digit or section of repeated digits after a decimal point. We show this with a dot above both the start and the end of the repeated section. So if you're happy with this, you can pause the video and have a go at examples 1 to 4. Now I'll take you through examples 1 to 4. So we have to write 1/3 as a decimal. You might know this from memory, and if you didn't know from memory, 1/3 is getting the number 1 and dividing it into 3 parts. Now 3 doesn't go into 1 because 3 is bigger than 1. So we put down our decimal point, carry over the 1, and then 3 goes into 10 3 times. 3 3s are 9. That gives 1 left over, so we carry that 1 over. Again, 3 3s are 9, so 3 fits into 10 3 times with 1 left over. And we would keep going forever and ever, so we would call that recurring. Sometimes you would see a dot, 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 like so. But what you should do is simply put a dot on top of the digit that's recurring. There's only one digit recurring here, so that's simply how we write it, 0.3 recurring. What about a more complicated example? 4/11. Same idea. To get it as a decimal, we need to get that 4, and we need to divide it into 11. So 11 doesn't fit into 4, so we need to put a decimal point, and we'll put a few zeros here just to get ready, and put our decimal point at the top as well, line them up. So we carry that 4 over. 11 goes into 40 3 times. 11 3s are 33. That would give us 7 left over. How many times does 11 go into 70? Well, 11 6s are 66, and that would give 4 left over. How many times does 11 go into 40? We've already done that. That's 3 times, and that would give you 7 left over. How many times does 11 go into 7? 6 times. I've done that before as well. So that would give you 6 11s are 66, and then 4 left over. You would end up keep on getting 3 and 6, 3 and 6, 3 and 6 on the top. So here you can see 2 digits recurring, 3 and 6. So to indicate that the number that recurring starts at 3 and ends at 6, we put a dot on top of the 3 and the 6. And that indicates that it goes 0.3636, 36, and so on. So how do we write these using dot notation? Well, here we have the 4 and the 3 are the 2 digits that are recurring. So we'd write down the 4, we'd write down the 3, and put a dot on top of both of them. That's it. Example 4, 0.512341234. It's only the 1, 2, 3, 4 that's recurring here. So the 0.5 we write down, but we don't want any dots on top of those numbers because they don't repeat or recur. It's the 1, 2, 3, and 4 that recur. So the 1 is the first digit that's recurring, the 2 will recur, the 3 will recur, and 4 will recur, and 4 is the last digit that recurs. So we put a dot on top of the 4 to indicate that. And that is how we would write down 0.512341234 and so on using dot notation. In your notes as well, there's a little bit of extension work. your teacher might take you through how to do that. I'll leave it up to them. It's not going to be examined this year, so you can ask them about that if you are interested in looking at some harder ones.